If you ever wondered how to become a millionaire and the 7 simple steps that allowed me to make that happen, well, in this video, I'm going to share with you exactly how. And I'm super excited because these 7 steps are not difficult to implement, but you have to make sure that you do each and every single one. I would love if towards the end of this video, you could let me know which step you're going to take action on right now in order to get moving with this process. So before I get started, I just want to share with you now, I've made millions and millions of dollars using social media, millions of dollars online. I've actually made $1 million in many different things by selling books, public speaking, coaching. There's lots of different things that I've been able to do that with, and I'm very proud of that. However, there's a few things that I need to share with you just before. When I was growing up, I was super shy, super introverted, low self-esteem, low confidence, no clue, no idea, no plan, no nothing. And my mum and dad were successful. They were being entrepreneurs for many, many years. And I'd kind of seen them win, but I was never given anything apart from the mentorship from them. Right? They never gave me money to get started. Oh, here's $100,000, go invest it.
My father gave me a small loan of $1 million.
Oh, here's a house, enjoy. Like, I didn't have any of that. But it was so bad that I used to hang around my brother's friends, who's 2.5 years younger than me, because I felt more comfortable, because I was embarrassed around the people who were the same age as me, because I had nothing that they had. They were driving nicer cars, or they were wearing nicer clothes, or they knew how to speak to girls a lot more, and I was just super shy and super introverted. Anyway, here's what I want to share with you. Only 7 years ago, I'd made a lot of money, but I had made a business decision that took me out of the industry that I loved to then become a coach, speaker, and trainer. And I was making a lot of money on kind of autopilot residually, but I wanted more. And I remember turning around to my now wife, Svetlana. She was my girlfriend at the time. We were living in Germany in a basement apartment, a studio basement apartment, when she was going through her master's. And I turned around to her and said, you know what? I've got savings. I've done well. If I could just make $3,000 a month, I'd be super happy. I just work the minimum amount of time and I just get $3,000 a month and we'll be all right. And I think that was me telling myself,
I'm going to set a goal that does not stretch me so that I can be lazy.
Right? That was the reality. But about a week after that, I turned around to Svetlana and said, screw that. That is the worst mindset to have, setting a goal that you know you can accomplish. You got to set a goal that scares you. So I took action on these 7 steps that I want to share with you. So step number 1, this is an interesting one. What do you actually want the money for? Because I'll tell you this, when you have that $1 million net worth, when you check your bank balance, it says $1 million, or when you add up all the things that you own and it's $1 million, I don't know why, but I was expecting some brass band to come in to announce, congratulations, you are now a millionaire. Here is an award. Here is a pin that you can wear with pride that everyone's going to know you're a millionaire. I don't know why I thought that was what it was going to be like. And nothing changed. Nothing happened. There was no epiphany. I wasn't like, oh my God, I'm a millionaire. Didn't. That passed within about 3 seconds. So you have to really understand that money only solves money problems. And when there are no problems left, what do you need the money for? Do you want it for status? Do you want it for lifestyle? Do you want it for freedom? Do you want it for choice? Do you want to be able to give it away? Do you want to be able to support family? Do you want to be able to retire your partner? What do you actually want the money for? And once you've answered that question, I want you to answer this question after. Why? And try and do it 7 times. So if you want the freedom, why do you want the freedom? And if it's because you want to travel the world, why do you want to travel the world? Whatever it is, answer the question why as many times to find the root reason, the real reason why you want to become a millionaire. All right, so point number 2 is you've got to establish a mindset and environment that supports your idea. So the 2 biggest things, the 2 biggest enemies that we have when we're on this journey to become a millionaire is our mindset and our environment. And usually our environment ruins our mindset. Here's a kind of an example. You might be watching these positive YouTube videos, listening to amazing podcasts. You could be reading all the amazing, incredible books that are out there. And then you go to a pub or you go for a meal or you go somewhere with a friend and they laugh at your idea of becoming a millionaire.
You being a millionaire? Nah.
But I read this.
But you read a book on it. Okay, good luck.
So they laugh at it, and whatever's around you affects your mindset. If you really want to have your breakthrough, because I get asked this question a lot, like, hey, when was your breakthrough? How did that happen? What did that look like? When you break free from your current environment, that is usually soon after when you have your breakthrough. Now, if you have a group of 5 friends and you find that one of them supports you, spend a lot of time with that one. and then go find 3, 4, 5 new friends. Now, you're not getting rid of these friends. You're still going to spend time with them, just not as much time as you used to. Because in order for things to change, you've got to change. For you to get better, your situation, your environment has to get better. So go and find networking opportunities. Get involved in a network marketing opportunity just to get around the right people. Find a mentor, right? Start listening to Jim Rohn and Zig Ziglar and Tony Robbins and all the legends, all the greats. But understand that as soon as you've brainwashed yourself and you go and speak in the language that you now speak to your previous environment, they're going to laugh at you. They're going to say things like,
"You've changed."
And instead, here's a big test. If someone says to you and says, "You've changed," and your reaction is negative because you're like, "Oh, no, I've changed. Oh, no, I don't want to change," then you're not going to become a millionaire. Simple as that. But as soon as someone says, "You've changed," when you react excited and happy and positive and you go,
Thank you so much for noticing.
then you're on the right path to success. So, brainwash yourself and fix your environment to support the idea that you have, to support the growth that you're about to go on. All right, point number 3 is find proof and evidence that it can work. So if you're, for example, you want to get involved in an online business and you want to teach people something that you're passionate about, you're excited about, you've got experience about, go and find someone else who's done the same thing, or go and find someone else who's done the thing that you want to do, but in a different niche. Because if there's no proof and evidence, especially when you're starting out, then if you're going from 0 to being a category creator and innovator, it might be a little bit too much for you. Now, I'm not trying to dampen your entrepreneurship, but you're watching this video because you want to become a millionaire. So already you're trying to find out how other people have done it. And that's probably the route that you need to take. So maybe you have a neighbor who's made $1 million, right? It might not be so fortunate for that to be the situation. You might have a family member. You might have a friend of a friend of a friend. You might go to a networking event and meet someone. You might attend a webinar or a seminar and you go, this guy's made $1 million or become a millionaire. What do I need to do to get noticed? What events do I need to go to be noticed? Like, you've got to find the who has got what you want and stop focusing on how you get what you want. You turn the how to the who and you will win. Whatever the who does, you do. Stop trying to figure out, how do I do this? How do I do that? How do I do this? How do that? Figure out the who, find the who, invest what you have, make the money, invest it all to find the person who's got what you want, and you will win as a result. And point number 4 is who has got what you want. So kind of following on from the last point is you've got to have the proof, you've got to have the evidence that it actually works. So if it's worked for someone else, it can work for you too. If someone else has made $1 million selling pens, it can work for you. And it doesn't have to be the exact same thing. Someone could be selling pens. You don't have to sell the exact same pen. You can sell something else that has a similar value and a similar thing than a pen does. But then point number 4 is who has the success that you have. You have to find the person who you can learn from. Here is a big problem in today's world, and it happened a lot, especially with COVID, is so many people are learning too many different things from too many different people. Now, I love podcasts. I love video podcasts as well. I've got a walking mat underneath me. It's one of my kind of secrets to success as well, where I walk and I learn at the same time, do 2 things at once. And a lot of the times that I'm watching are the podcasts. Here is the problem though. There are a lot of podcasts, and this is not throwing shade on these podcasts because they're awesome, but you have to train yourself to learn one thing at a time from one person at a time. When you have 100 different mentors, there's going to be conflict. And as soon as you get conflicted in the beginning part of your journey, and even the middle part of your journey, you start doubting. And when you doubt, you don't do. In fact, the more you doubt, the less you do. The less you do, the more you doubt. In fact, the more you think, the more you doubt. The more you doubt, the less you do. The less you do, the more you think. Right? You start overthinking because this mentor said to do this. Whoa. But this mentor said to do this. For example, you wouldn't go to the gym with 3 personal trainers. So here's my problem with the podcasts. We'll have guests on about health and wellness, then they'll have a guest on about money, then they'll have a guest on about mindset, then they'll have a guest on relationships. And you learn so many different things.
You don't need to.
The goal should be, I need positive environment and I need to learn the skills from the person who has what I have. I need to learn from them. What do I need to do? Otherwise, here's what happens. You take 1 step forward with your left foot and 3 steps with your right foot. And then you're all out of sync and you're not going to walk straight. You're going to get confused, lost, dizzy, overwhelmed, frustrated. It's not good. So learn from the person who has the results and learn what they teach you to do. 1, 2 mentors, absolutely amazing. The moment you learn loads of different things from loads of different people, it's going to damage your ability to be able to become that millionaire that you dream of. All right, point number 5. This is harder than it sounds. You got to sacrifice the good to get the great. So when I was living in this basement apartment in 2017, everything was great. Like financially, I was doing great. But again, I had this goal, this really lazy goal. I want to make $3,000 a month. Now, for some of you, $3,000 is the dream right now. Push it. Add a 0 or double it and double it again. I remember sitting there on a sofa. It was only a small, right? It was very, very small. Height-wise, it was very small. I think maybe it was 35, maybe 30 square meters, something like this. We shared a bathroom as well. It was wild. The bed was tucked in the corner. There was a little sofa that was sat on, and I was making, I like drawing out numbers and business plans and stuff. And I remember thinking to myself, and there was a TV on the side, I'm getting rid of that TV because I'm itching to turn the TV on and procrastinate. And what I learned was if it's not sales and it's not marketing, it's procrastination. So I got the TV, threw it out. For me, the good life was go out with my friends, go to the restaurant, watch the TV, watch some sport, whatever it might be. And I just said to myself, for the next 2 years, I am just going to say no to everything that does not move me closer to this ridiculous goal. And it worked. But you know what? People stopped calling me, asking me to do things. It was lonely. But there is a great saying, it's lonely at the top. And I want you to think about the hierarchy. Think about how many people are actually millionaires. The percentage of millionaires, it's tiny. If it's worldwide, it's super tiny. If it's the US, it's still tiny, right? As a percentage. But think about it. If you are the top 1%, it's very, very lonely at the top. There's no one to look up to. There's nowhere to go when you've reached the top. So you have to appreciate that when you make decisions, you have to commit to them, then execute. That does not bring me further towards the goal. So I'm saying no. Because when you say no to one thing, you can say yes to everything else. But when you say yes to going for that dinner that's not going to move you closer to the goal, you have to say no to building that business and becoming a millionaire. All right, number 6, stash the cash to then reinvest in yourself. The best investment you will ever make is in yourself. The return on investment that you make in yourself is incredible. Buying a book for $20 can make you millions of dollars. Buying a course from a mentor can make you millions of dollars. Attending an event can change your life because of the vision that you have or the belief that you can do it. Maybe you find the right mindset, or you get into the right environment, or maybe you find the proof or the evidence. Potentially you find the who that you need to learn from for the rest of the life. Maybe you realize I've got to sacrifice that thing that I thought was all I needed to sacrifice, but I actually need to sacrifice everything around it too. But you've got to stash the cash. You don't upgrade your lifestyle yet. You upgrade your lifestyle after you've reached the goal. And point number 7, my favorite, is you've got to fall in love with the process and serving other people. There's this great thing called the gap, and the gap is simple. Everyone has one in every single aspect of their life. It's where you are now and where you want to go, or where you want to be, right? And this is the gap, okay? You have to fall in love with the gap. You have to fall in love with the idea of constant growth, constant learning, constant innovation, constant action taking. Because right now, your net worth, again, we talk about becoming a millionaire, your net worth, $10,000, for example. It's a lot for a lot of people, and it's not for a lot of people. It's all perspective. At $10,000, but you want to be a millionaire. So you have to fall in love with the journey of making the extra $990,000 in net worth. That's the journey you've got to fall on. I'm falling in love with this. I love the learning that I've got to do. I love the people I'm learning from. I love the people who are around me. I love the action that I'm taking. You have to fall in love with that. As soon as you become frustrated with it, you will most likely start overthinking, overdoubting, and not doing. But as Jim Rohn famously said, you've got to turn your frustration into fascination. When you get frustrated because it's not moving as fast as you want, get fascinated by how other people have done it faster than you. Don't compare, because comparison kills confidence. Instead, you need to get obsessed with the gap. And a lot of the times, the more you serve, the more you earn. The more impact you have, the more income you'll get. The more people you help, the more profit you will make. So those are my 7 steps to become a millionaire. A lot of it is mindset and some action steps, especially around getting into the right environment, saying no to the things that you should not be doing. So make a list on all these things and start taking action. If you got value from this video, do me a massive favor. Let me know in the comments down below. Smash the thumbs up, give us a subscribe, and I can't wait to see you on the next video. All right, bye-bye.